Oh, I'm live. Excellent. How we doing? How many people we got? Oh, we got a solid 2. I'm pretty sure one of those is me, and one of those is my dad. So we're definitely going to be waiting a little while before we get into things. Oh, never mind. We got the whole gang here. Hey Paul, hey Tim, how's it going? Am I too early? Took enough. How you guys doing? I've got some experiments to share before we dive into things, but we are going to be working with the NAS again today. Let me see if I can remember what we've been up to. So, how's my audio? Oh, I'm pushing into the red a little. No, yeah, okay. I'm gonna clip a little. So I'm gonna pull me down just a touch, and then we'll start chatting. Properties. No, I want to go advanced audio properties. Let's just drop me down like that. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm not quite clipping. Okay. All right. Let's pop me over like this. What do we got? Ripping my hair out, yelling at my AI team to do a good job. How about you, Nathan? Do you have just like a series of agents running now? Is that the situation? I'm doing, says Paul, just bought my NVIDIA Tesla P100 to build my self-hosted cloud gaming PC password cracking server. That sounds super cool. Okay, hold on. What is this NVIDIA Tesla P100? I'm not super familiar. JC says, sounds good. Excellent. Yes, I got a development team slaving for me. Just the AI going at it. What is this the guy? A hidden gem. Ah, it seems to sound out 16 gigabytes approximate performance of a 3070 for $200. That's pretty sweet. That is pretty sweet. Hey, with Ducks, how you doing? It's going pretty well. I've got some cool experiments running that we're going to talk about before we get into NAS setup. Reject optional. There we go. Yeah, I've been... So, recently, this Ryzen AI, this chip, has been released, right? I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's sort of like integrated RAM chipsets so that you can have kind of like on the Mac where you have these unified RAM systems with tons of RAM and a lot of it can be allocated to VRAM. Ryzen AMD did the same thing. I picked one up with about 96 gigabytes of RAM and I'm playing around with local LLM stuff because I want to explore this combination. This combination, Ray on Kubernetes, is becoming kind of like the standard for running machine learning LLM stuff in like deploying both training for your teams and for actually deploying inference models to people. So I'm trying to learn this. We have a Kubernetes cluster, but we don't have like an AI capable system yet. So I picked one of these up and we'll talk about it in a little bit. What do we got? Paul says it's a GPU with 16 gigabytes of VRAM that you can split into portions with Proxmox. You can split it 842 and share the resources. Very cool card. That is cool. That would be really nice for testing something like this. Tim says, currently researching some TUI libraries to see what fits my project. Either way, I'm having a very good experience, so I'll keep on pushing the limits of the AI. Very fun. If the AI can't do a thing, make the AI build the tools to make the AI be able to do it. This guy is building Skynet, man. Okay. So, I don't want to keep that open. Good evening. Hey, Plus, how you doing? Seriously pausing my Alice in Borderlands Season 3 binge for your stream. I appreciate that. I really liked Alice in Borderlands Season 1, and then I never got around to Season 2 for some reason. I don't know why. How's Season 3 so far? I'm guessing if you're binging it, it's pretty good. Yeah, you said it. I am building Skynet. Excellent. Okay. I'm not quite ready, to be honest with you, to jump into building our NAS stuff. Although I have discovered some cool stuff. I'm excited to see that. But I just want to show something off real quick. Let me see if I'm on the right place. We're going to jump over to Test Bench. So with Test Bench, let's do... Boom. There we go. On our Test Bench, I've got this new GMK Tech Ryzen AI 395 Plus machine that, to be honest, I might end up returning. But we're testing large local models. So as you can see here, yeah, we got the right screen. I'm testing out GPT OSS 120 billion, and I've been getting decent tokens per second. Like if you're in that 20 tokens per second range, it's pretty good. I can't quite load the entire model into VRAM on this system, unfortunately, which kind of is unfortunate. It's only 96 gigabytes of unified RAM instead of the 128. So I think I'll likely be returning this at some point. But one of the things we'll be doing soon is developing. Let's jump back. Developing this Rayon Kubernetes system, because I want to learn a little bit more about modern HPC, and modern HPC specifically for serving ML stuff seems to be Rayon Kubernetes. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that stuff, but I know Spotify's doing it, and couple of others, Shopify maybe, they're all running Rayon Kubernetes as their kind of like LLM, ML, AI stack. So I want to learn it, and we have a Kubernetes cluster already, so why not? Should be fun. We'll be building that on stream after I get Jellyfin and stuff up and running. Good thing you know the creator behind Skynet. Yeah. Running new fiber across my house so I can move my server and keep 40 gigabit LAN? Are you serious? 40 is pretty crazy. Congrats on having the fastest network I know about in a home lab. That's pretty freaking cool. Damn. All right. So, yeah, let's talk about today. I've been pretty excited about this, to be honest. Beats my 10 gigabit. Am I the only one on 2.5? Am I a loser? You keep buying new toys for your home lab, and every time there's cooler toys, and I don't have that kind of cash. Not yet. Okay, 40 gigabit enterprise equipment is so cheap now on eBay. Huh. Now that's something to know. I got half a gig fiber. That's pretty good. I'm 4 gig symmetrical. 2.5 is a rookie number. Ah, man. All right. Let's talk about today. 100 megabits per second, so you all are fast. Fair enough. Yeah, 4 gig symmetrical has been fantastic, and 2.5 for my local network is enough that I can edit directly off of my NAS. So I'm like recording from OBS straight to my NAS, and then I edit, like I mount through NFS, which is what we were working on 3 weeks ago. So it's sufficient, and I like that. But 10 gigabit calls me. Call me Moana, because it calls me. Okay, so here's the deal. Here's the deal with what we've done. The last couple of weeks have been dedicated to Kubernetes, and Kubernetes is working. We've got AdGuard Home working really well, by the way. I'm really happy about this. I just migrated my local network's DNS resolution to AdGuard Home, and as you can see, we are blocking things, and this is running great. I'm really happy about that. 48 port gigabit PoE switch with 6 10 gigabit ports and 2 40 gigabit ports is 200 USD if you shop around. Okay, so my dad and I have been talking a lot about network equipment and stuff like that, and now that we know this, I think we may be taking some tips from you. That sounds freaking awesome. Talk to my local ISP today, and we'll get 1 gigabit FTTH. I'm not familiar with FTTH. For under 50 euros a month in a few weeks. That's super exciting. 50 euros is a good price too. I think I'm paying 65 Canadian. which is probably something like 40 euros. What's the conversion? I know we're getting dunked on right now. 65? 40? Oh! Are we seeing this? That's a bang on. Okay, where was I? Right. Our Kubernetes cluster is doing the dang thing, and I'm very happy about it. Argo CD still works, which is super, super sweet, right? Okay. First off, can I tell this thing to stop managing my passwords? Settings. Okay. I'm not going to open that up today. Either way, Argo CD is still working, so that's cool. Throw a rack in your house. I have a 42U and a 24U. Yeah, this is something I want to work on in the future. Because right now, actually, let's do a quick thing. Let's do this guy. Yeah, my home lab is on the floor. Oh, dang, I can't quite get the angle. Can we? No. Either way, it's sitting on the floor, guys. There's no rack. It's not even quietly, nicely placed in the closet. Nothing of the sort. It's just sitting on the floor beside my desk, in a bundle of wires that is probably not good for its health or maybe even my health. So that needs to change. But you know, one project at a time, as I keep saying. So, okay. Kubernetes, we got Argo CD running, we're hosting Edgard, it's now actually my DNS guy, resolver, fella, server thing. It's working, and I'm not seeing as many ads, so I'm really happy about that. So we're going to put Kubernetes to the side for probably 2 weeks, because we're happy. We're happy with this so far. And we're going to switch back to the NAS. So, where were we with the NAS? Because it's been a little while. Well, basically, we got it to the point where it's mounting. So if I go ls/mount, you'll see NAST, right? So we can go down there. NAST. Oh, Zoxide handled that for me. That's nice. And as you can see, I've also started storing my YouTube stuff here, which is pretty sweet. That has been awesome. It's how I did my N100 gaming video, which did phenomenally well. I'm really happy about this. Like, if we hop over to YouTube Studio, 2.8K views in less than a week is like record breaking for this channel, for our channel. So that's really cool. But I edited this on the NAS. You can see ls YouTube /N100. We got it all here. So that was a huge success. I'm really, really happy that I can edit over the network, because I have about 1 terabyte for this drive, which is not enough because we're recording in ProRes. I can't use NV encoder and then edit on DaVinci Resolve for Linux because codec issues. So, anyways, there's what we've got. And I think if you do cat/etsy exports, we basically have this one export set up, which is just, if we do ZFS list, yeah. It's just this one Z pool list. We've just created the one, but there's 2 4 terabyte drives that we're probably going to make use of today. And then we're going to start thinking a little bit more intelligently about how we handle our NAS. So that's kind of our plan. We're also, I've discovered a really cool feature, which is not here. It's not this one. Come on now. No, it's right here. ZFS can handle your NFS sharing directly, and then my understanding is it then pushes this to an exports.d. So you can handle share NFS through ZFS at the dataset level, which is really, really convenient. So we're gonna be a little bit more ZFS native. Should be fun. Hey, Wood Ducks. What else we got? Okay. Welcome, welcome. Lolcat, as an alternative to cat, might not add anything besides a more colorful experience, but I love it. Let's try it. Yay. Oh, over here. Before we do anything serious. Lolcat? Arbitrarily installing packages. Why not? Let's do a lolcat /etc hosts. That was worth an install. Hell yeah. Okay, cool. So, let's start doing a little planning. Oh, we're also interested in Samba today. I'm starting to think that maybe we have too many goals for today, but we'll see. So let's go day 2, probably. ZFS management plus ZFS manage NFS sharing plus hopefully Samba. That's what I think we're gonna get. That's what I'm targeting. I imagine we're gonna get this done, and this is a stretch goal. That's where we're at. Debian's lolcat package installed to /user bin games. That's funny. Okay, so our current setup is just this. But if we do an ls block, right, we've got SDC and SDD, which are 2 larger drives. I was saving these because I just wanted to do testing on this first Z-pool, small boy. So I think we're going to do this. Configuration /plan. Right? Is paired. So what are our Z-pools? Z-pools first is going to be paired 2 terabyte drives. Small boy. No, let's do it this way. Small boy. Paired 2 terabyte drives. That's what we've got already. And I'm thinking that's for YouTube. We're going to set this up for probably Kubernetes config PVC stuff. So that's our persistent volume claims are going to be stored on this 2 terabyte mirror. I think that's kind of where I'm thinking of going with this. Maybe like LLM models and that kind of thing, because I'm trying to move towards local LLMing. When I do LLMing, I'm trying to do all local. This is going to be like a large project for us. And then we're going to make large boy, which is going to be the paired 4 terabyte drives. And that's going to be media, like Jellyfin, music, that kind of thing. So like movies, TV, music, all that stuff is just going to be in large boy. What do we got? Hey, Kaiser. For those of you who don't know, Kaiser's a friend of mine from childhood. I've known him since I was like 2. So always a joy when he shows up to stream. He's not in computers whatsoever. He does it for the support of the fellas. So this is our configuration plan. I'm thinking, well, we have some changing up to do. Because we already have some configuration, right? Like if we, over here I'm SSH'd into my NAS. So if we do like a, Kaiser isn't one of us. Yeah, functionally my older brother. If we do a cat etc fs tab, what do we got? Do we have anything in here? No, we're not actually mounting that. So I must have in ZFS time done this. Create a data set. So we must have created the pool, and then we did a create data set. So we named the pool small boy, and then we created data set. But the data set we created was called data, right? Yeah. And then I've got this data set under data called YouTube. So that's all fine. Yeah, I think I'm fine with this so far. We'll create a few more data sets. We'll create Kubernetes. I'll call it KPVC. And we'll go models. Something like that will do. So I guess let's get started. So we'll call this day 1. Initial ZFS plus NFS config. Great. So step 1 is going to be ZFS config for new pools, new pool, and data sets on Smallboy. That's our plan. So first things first, let's go create new data sets on Smallboy for KPVC and LLM models. To run local LLM, what's min spec required for smooth running? That really depends. So first off, I'm not an expert on this. I'm sort of just discovering all of this myself, but there's a couple of standards. So first off, you want to be able to load the entirety of the model into your VRAM. That's like optimal for smooth performance. So for example, I have a 5070 Ti as my gaming graphics card. That has 16 gigabytes of VRAM, which means you can load a model up to 16 gigabytes of VRAM, though you probably want a little bit of space for context, so maybe 12 gigabytes of VRAM. I can load that into the GPU, and that'll run just fine, right? So that's VRAM is your primary blocking factor. So a lot of people are going to like the 3000 series of NVIDIA graphics cards because you can get them used for cheaper. So like a 3080 with 16 gigabytes is cheaper than say like a 5070, right? Or 3090 you can grab with 24 gigabytes of RAM, that kind of thing. It is fairly expensive to run local LLMs. The Macs, like the M series Macs, are actually surprisingly good because of their unified memory. Okay, so let's create new datasets on Smallboy for KPVC and LLM models. So, and then we might cat/etc exports. Yeah, we're probably going to adjust our exports to make use of ZFS's built-in management of NFS sharing. Oh, that's another thing I want to do today. NFS sharing, ZFS manage NFS sharing, plus NFS tuning, plus hopefully Samba. So now I've like squarely given myself too much work. I would be surprised if we get over to Samba, but I want to make sure we're running over NFS v4 because that'll be faster, and then do some tuning. I'm hoping that's not too much work, but you never know, right? Okay, so do we need to undo anything first? No, we should be okay. What is the command? It's like show mount -e. No. Show. Hey now. That's weird. Oh. Hello? Show mount -e. What the heck is happening right now? What have I broken? Currently screwing together my old computer. I heard you talk about local AI inference. I've had a ton of success with a GTX 1080. Ah, cool. Okay, something funky is going on here with show mount. I'm pretty sure that was working. Yep. HomeLab, NAS. Right? I haven't done anything funky here. Show mount. Okay. We've got some fixing maybe to do. What is all that? This is new, but I would like to like it because I don't know what this does. Great, thanks. No problem. It's in /user/sbin, not in your path as a normal user. Oh, do I have to sudo show mount? Thank you, Ananthu. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but I'm assuming it's a donation of sorts, and that is much appreciated. Thank you very much. Okay, so blame lolcats. Okay, so maybe we'll do a sudo show mount -e. Oh, do you know what it was? When last time we did a sudo, we were running as root the whole time. Oh, I've used the wrong password. So now if I do a show mount 127-0-0-1 plus, you've done it again. So if I do a sudo show mount -e 127.0.0.1, we should see almost nothing, right? Okay, whatever. Then I can say for the correct, what is this guy? It's IPA, and then we've got 29. Yeah, okay, great. It doesn't actually require root permissions. Oh, it's just not in path. Interesting. Okay, cool. Let's bring up our notes again. Okay, you know what? I'm sick of doing this. Where is my .zshrc? Am I in home? I am. Where's ZSHRC? Oh, it's bash. Okay, sure. Yeah, that's all fine with me. I just need to make an alias for db equals nvim dbindex.md. There we go. So I can do this, and that's a lot nicer. Okay, so here we are. Finally back doing the thing we were doing in the first place. So let's do a ZFS list and take it from where we left off. So we're going to do a ZFS create -p-o. I'm just copying this. Compression equals on, and then we're going to do small boy. Whoops. Oh, it auto-completed tags. That's fun. And then we'll make a couple other, /data, and then we'll make, I'm going to call it kpvc, and then we're going to do another one for, we'll just call it LLM. Cool. Actually, you know what? AI models. Is it abnormal to put hyphens in directory names? What do you guys think? I feel like probably. I feel like this should be an underscore. And if it's an underscore, then I'll just put it in camel case. Hey, QBA. Isn't it breaking the first rule to not use su? I mean in Linux security. To not use su. Yep, it definitely is. It's my home lab. What are you gonna do? Yes, I don't mind because, like, in this case, if I break it, the only users affected are me. So not too bad. ZSTD compression is amazing. So this is actually something I'm going to look up right now. Is ZFS dataset optimal settings. By the way, another usual command that's in user sbin and doesn't require root is root. If you want to check routing tables with a simple root-n as a normal user, exec the full path works. Ah, very cool. Well, can't argue. Fair. Yes, I would not do this in a production environment. I would not chill as root, just doing things. That I would not do that at work. So, okay. So, I want to figure out some decent ZFS settings, because that sounds like a good thing to do. So, if more than one special drive, okay, so metadata special device. A ZFS pool consists of two types of data. The actual data being stored in the pool, videos, pictures, whatever, along with additional information known as metadata. The metadata is stored along with the actual data in the pools, VDEVs, meaning that whenever metadata is required, ZFS must first read the metadata from those VDEVs, followed by another read to get the actual data. Cool. So, general recommendations. Alignment shift equals n. The A shift property determines the block allocation size that ZFS will use per VDEV, not per pool, as is sometimes mistakenly thought. Per VDEV. Per VDEV. What's the ZFS hierarchy again? Right? Like what data set versus VDEV, pool, whatever. Hopefully I can get, there we go. That's what I was hoping for. So, okay. So a VDEV is some abstraction over n devices, n physical devices. At the top are Z pools, which contain one or more VDEVs, which contain one or more devices. ZFS servers can contain multiple Z pools. Okay. Redundancy is implemented at the VDEV level. Therefore, it is vital to intelligently plan the structure of your system based on your application's acceptable level of fault tolerance. So I could have a Z pool that is a collection of VDEVs, which means going to HR. Don't do special unless you have an enterprise Optane drive or something. Okay, cool. So, for example, I could have 2 mirrored VDEVs, which means 4 total drives, be a part of a single Z pool. Is that correct? That's kind of cool. I don't think I'll mess with that, but we'll see. This should be set to the sector size of the underlying physical device. The sector size being the smallest physical unit that can be read or written. Traditionally, hard drives had a sector size of 512. Nowadays, most drives come with a 4 kilobyte sector size, and some even with 8. When a device is added to a VDEV, including at pool creation, ZFS will attempt to automatically detect the underlying sector size by querying the OS, and then set the A shift property accordingly. However, disks can misreport information in order to provide for older OSs that only support 512-byte sector sizes. Notably, Windows XP. Who's running Windows XP, man? Can zpool only contain 2 VDEVs? I think a zpool can contain n VDEVs, where n is at like 1 or more to some reasonable upper limit. That's my estimation. Okay, so we can set A shift to 12, and that might be useful. Once set, there's no going back. Well, we've already created the Z pool, so we won't be doing that for this one. Okay, now I remember Plus talking about A time, so I'm really curious to see what that means. Like most Unix file systems, ZFS maintains 3 timestamps per file. The access time, A time, okay, cool. The modified time, and C time. The access time represents the last time the file was read. The A time field means ZFS has to update the access time every time a file is read and commit that update to a disk for every access operation. Oh, Lord. This introduces unnecessary overhead and a performance hit. ZFS allows you to control the updating of the A time timestamp through the A time flag. Its value is set to either on or off. It is set to on by default for backwards compatibility. Cool. We recommend setting it to off. GRA, only 2 VDEVs. Okay. So we can set A time off. Cool. ZFS set A time equals off, and we can do small boy. Cool. Let's make another thing for tuning Z pools. ZFS set A time equals off for small boy. Create new Z pool for media. And that one's going to be large boy. Yes, I usually use rel A time, or no A time, never simple A time. Yes, I remember that now. Okay. To disable access time for a whole pool, blah. The A time setting can also be applied to individual data sets. Cool. Oh, here's relatime. ZFS on Linux provides an additional setting, relatime. Setting this value to on means the access time is only updated under one of 2 circumstances. If the M time or C time value is changed, if the existing access time has not been updated within the past one. Oh, let's do that. That's the right way to do that. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that's the way. Cool. Record size. The record size property gives the maximum size of a logical block in a ZFS dataset. Unlike many other file systems, ZFS has a variable record size, meaning files are stored as either a single block of varying sizes or multiple blocks of record size blocks. The default block size is 128 kilobytes rather. Sorry. Allocate blocks of any size from 512 to that, depending on the size. Yeah, a file whose size is greater than record size will have a block of that. Cool. This space allocation algorithm can be shown. Okay. Do they have a recommendation? Now repeat the same exercise but using that. Cool. ZFS is now reporting on an overall space usage of 20 megabytes, thus showing it is using a record size of 1 M with each file requiring 2 megabyte records. Is that right? Yeah. So when creating file systems for database use, that's not what we're into. When dealing with larger files such as videos, photos, etc., where data is typically read/written sequentially, then for optimal performance, the record size should be set to 1 M. This will reduce the overall IOPS load on the system by reducing the amount of individual records needing to be processed. This can also help with compression, as this is performed on an individual record basis. So we'll definitely we'll adjust our YouTube data set for record size. You use VPN for outside of your network to NAS. I haven't been up to that yet. I do all of my work from here, from this desk. I don't access my network outside of the network very often. I was using Tailscale for a while before I moved here. Sorry, my throat. And I just haven't had the need lately. Like, I work a lot. And so when I leave the house, I really don't want an excuse to think about working. So it's kind of nice to not have access, to be honest. I know that's a weird thing to think, but I will be setting up something at some point. I think what we'll probably do, and this is a project for God knows when, but we'll probably set up our own router with OpenSense and configure WireGuard ourselves at some point, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, other considerations. Modifying a file system's record size only affects the files created after the modification. Existing files are left untouched. Record size must be a power of 2 and cannot exceed 1 M, with the introduction of the large blocks feature flag in 2015. Cool. Okay. I think for small boy, we're not going to change this very much. Oh, you know what we'll do? We'll set... Let's see. I think we'll leave default, but we'll set the YouTube one to 1M. So there's create. Can we set record size afterwards? Probably. Quota 100M-O, record size equals 4M, pool record size. Is record size the name of the dataset? It is. Okay. So I'm just going to bring this with me because that would be nice. Okay. So we're going to do ZFS set. Oops. Oh, look, they just have recommended settings for everything. Okay. Standard usage. Recommended for larger file size. So we're going to do ZFS set. We're not doing compression yet. And we're going to try ZFS set record size equals 1M. And we're going to do small boy slash data slash YouTube. Yeah. Okay. So, whoa, where'd my thing go? There we go. Set. Let's see if that works. Record size equals 1M small boy slash data slash YouTube. Dataset does not exist. I think it does. I think it does, though. Oh! Didn't capitalize. Boom. Awesome. I understand. I guess it's like addiction to alcohol, but worse. Yeah. Honestly, yeah. Like, I do have to force myself to not work on some specific days. I have to schedule time away from YouTube, from home labbing, from all of that stuff, because because otherwise I'll just keep working, and it's not good for me. Like, I really love what I do. I have so much fun, but you have to do other things. It doesn't matter that you enjoy your work that much. There has to be time for other things. So I set time. I take Tuesdays and Wednesdays off. I also minimally, if I participate at all in the Discord on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And then I also try to take the weekends off. Home lab is like having an ant farm, with the difference that it eats your time and data. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So let's start doing. So this is nice. We've learned something really cool here. I'm also going to keep this with me because this is awesome. Let's also do a tab for resources. And we're going to do ZFS tuning recs. This is a really nice link to have. Let's take a look at compression. Available are that. We can just look at recommended settings. Compression LZ4. Set compression to use the LZ4 algorithm. Store Linux attributes in inodes rather than files in hidden folders. Okay. So let's take a look at what compression we've got so far. We have compression on our existing data set, but they have some recommendations, and I think it was QBA who mentioned specific stuff. ZSTD. JC recommended ZSTD compression. Okay. So let's take a look at what those different compressions are. The ZFS compression feature, when enabled, compresses data before it's written out to disk. Cool. By default, ZFS does not enable compression. To check the compression value of a pool, use the... Oh, it's at the pool level. ZFS get compression. Small boy. We're using LZ4. Okay. So you can just gzip. Okay. So a new compression algorithm from the creator of LZ4. ZSTD offers better compression, but slower than LZ4. Interesting. Okay. I need speed because ZSTD1. I need speed for YouTube and for media. But so when they say faster, do they mean like all around? Whoops, sorry about that. Let's take a quick look. LZ4 versus ZSTD. I don't want AI overview. It will skip media files anyway. Oh, really? Okay. Focus on compression and decompression speed. ZSTD, relatively new algorithm, family notably for its high-performance reference implementation and versatility. Okay. First of all, really cool that somebody just has this. Compression ratio. Okay, so I think this tells me what? Compression speed. LZ4 is slightly faster, but the compression ratio is significantly better on ZSTD. Read speed, compare across algorithms. Oh, cool. Okay, hold on. This is really cool. GZIP CPU optimized for a long time. LZ4 pretty good and sane. ZSTD also good and almost sane, but from Facebook Meta. XZ good compression, but insane code base. Oh, so is ZSTD is probably used with ButterFS quite a bit. Okay, cool. I'm going to stick with LZ4 for now. And then I will keep ZSTD in the back of my brain for later. The Xadder properties defines how a ZFS will handle Linux extended attributes in a file system. The default setting of on, which maps to dir, stores those attributes in hidden subdirectories. This can result in a performance impact as multiple attribute lookups may be required when accessing a file. Changing this setting to SA system attributes means the attributes are stored directly in the inodes, resulting in less I/O requests when extended attributes are in use. For a file system with many small files, this can have a significant performance improvement. For file systems with fewer larger files, less. The default setting of on/dir is for backwards compatibility, as the original implementation of ZFS did not have the facility of storing extended attributes in inodes. Cool. That's... I guess we'll do that. Cool. So I'm pretty sure we can do a ZFS set Xadder equals SA small boy. Sweet. I really feel like I'm getting pretty good at this. I feel like, you know, like my fluency has improved significantly, and that makes me happy. So let's do some ZFS create. What does the -p flag do? I really feel like I'm getting good at this. What's the -p flag do? Like I'm just setting it without any idea of what it means. That's useful. Man, ZFS creates. -p creates all the non-existing parent datasets. Oh, like make dir -p. That, okay. ZFS create. So I don't need it. We're going to do compression equals on. We're going to do relatime equals on. We're going to do a... Do I need to set a time off? And, yeah, probably. A time equals off. What are we creating here? First, we're going to do KPVC. So smaller record size, but I think we'll probably just do the standard just in case. Record size equals 128 kibbles. Xadder equals SA. What was A shift again? What was that for? Ah, yes. A shift equals 12 kib. Nice. Okay. And yeah. Oh, a shift happens at the VDEV level, so we can't set this here. That doesn't matter. Okay. Curious what will take effect, the A time off or the relatime on. They're in conflict. Oh. So my thought was that you would turn A time off and then relatime on, right? They seemed to me related. Ah, look at that. Right there, it says, in order to use relatime, the A time setting must also be enabled. Ha! Look at me go. Okay, so we should be fine now. I should probably, just in case, put them in the correct order. There we go. I also don't think I need to set these because they are set at the pool level right now. So they should be inherited. But whatever. Okay. So we're going to do small boy / data / KPVC. Too many arguments. Do these all need to have -O's for them? Is it like this? -option like that? I could see that being the thing. Okay, okay. Tell me that I would have known to do that 8 weeks ago. Right? Right? We're watching, we are growing as a team live. It's kind of like, I'm enjoying myself. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to grab that and replace this line with this line. And then we're going to do more or less the same thing. So we have KPVC, AI models, record size. So let's check our recommendations again. So record size for this guy, we're going to want one MIB, just one MIB. And everything else should be good. Yeah. Very logical. Indeed. Okay, so now we've got AI models. Awesome. Let's grab this. Go here. Boom. Okay. So now if we do a ZFS list, we have AI models, KPVC, and YouTube. Right? Right? Very exciting. Let's save this. Creating new Z pool. So we've created the new data sets. We've tuned our existing Z pool. So let's say tune existing small boy Z pool. We've done the thing. Now, there's still large boy to make. Oh, right. There is getting ZFS to manage the NFS share stuff. Which, here. Set NFS share. Is there that much benefit to this? Is there that much benefit to this? What are the benefits of me managing my NFS share via ZFS? Parker Jeff. I got 2 cents here. I use thumb drives to test run how I want to set up my pools in VDEVs. Also help to test when you migrate or replicate stuff. That is at least $1 worth of input, man. Don't undersell yourself. That's a good idea, and I will definitely be doing that. I think I'll pick up a couple USB drives and we can start playing around with that in the future. Because that's a damn good idea. Okay, cool. So, if you're new to NFS or want to understand fundamentals, including the role of Etsy exports, no, we did that a little while ago. We can also, Parker, I don't think I've seen you yet. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. I'm Nathan. I don't know what I'm doing, but I am learning quickly, I think. So let's take a look at, we don't have lolcat on this, right? Apt search lolcat. Good old Plus introduced us to lolcat. Apt install lolcat. And now I kind of just want it for fun. In the meantime, I guess I can't do anything in the meantime. cat/Etsy. Oh, we just installed this for a reason. lolcat/Etsy exports. Did I not just install it? Okay. Whatever. Etsy exports. Cool. So we have this in exports. User bin games is not in root's path by default. Well, that's just silly. User/bin/games/lolcat jerks. I don't have a games directory. All right, we'll deal with that another time. Let's first organize this. Oh, we're just exporting all of small boy at the moment. Interesting. I think that's probably a horrible way to do this. It's probably not a good way to do this. I think what we're going to do instead, yeah, we're going to manage this through ZFS. I think that's a better way to handle this. So if we do, let's just test for now. ZFS set share NFS equals, and I'm not familiar with map root equals root. I don't think we're doing that. We have FSID equals root, and I guess that's probably fairly similar. So I can probably just copy. I wonder if I can just copy this. Export path. Oh, just user games. Okay. All right, let me solve this first, and then we'll tackle that. So where's our initial, we installed our client, blah, blah, blah. Ah, we did this. Oh, I was playing around with T. That's fun. Can we just do that? Dash network equals this. Dash map root equals root. Dash network. This is a different syntax than we were using, but I'm gonna guess both are valid. So let's give it a shot. 10.88.111.024. Read write sync. Now hold on. This is an NFS tuning opportunity. So let's go ahead and grab some NFS tuning stuff. NFS tuning. I don't want to go too deep down this rabbit hole, but there are some things we can do. So the mount command in Linux has a number of options. We're not mounting right yet. We're talking about... I remember this from my networks class. Oh, man. Okay. Number of block size settings. So there's NFS performance tuning options here, and that's where I want to start. Most people use the synchronous option on the NFS server. For synchronous writes, the server replies to NFS clients only when the data has been written to stable storage. Many people prefer this option because they have little chance of losing data if the NFS server goes down or network connectivity is lost. Asynchronous mode allows the server to reply to the NFS client as soon as it has processed the I/O request and sent it to the local file system. That is, it does not wait for the data to be written to stable storage before responding to the NFS client. This can save time for I/O requests and improve performance. However, if the NFS server crashes before the I/O request gets to disk, you lose the data. Oh, if Plus has options, we're using Plus's options. My current NFS mounting options in my home lab still in progress. Users, no auto, X system D, auto mount, NFS version 4. I definitely want that. Number of connections, async, no A time. Okay, great. Yeah, we're going to use at least the majority of those. I don't know what all of them are, though, yet. So we're going to have to spend a little bit of time. The user's no auto is for desktops to boot and mount on demand. Okay. What of that do we have? We have this guy. There's some learning I have to do here, because I remember this FSID equals root thing, and I remember that being confusing to me. I don't know what to do about it yet. Okay. So let's just quickly review. We did all this, and then there was some client setup. Great. Look at this. We do have some of that set up on FSTab. To boot and mount on demand. Okay, right. Yes, I remember that. And we are mounting with NFS 4. So let's see. First off, let's check how old this blog is. Make sure that we're not 2025. Okay. I really just want like a couple of quick guidelines before we jump into this. You probably don't want it as a user mount, but simply mount it at boot time. It's more for notebooks, desktops, not to wait for this mount if the NAS isn't running. Right. Okay. Sweet. How do I check what version of NFS I've got? Wow, there's a lot of NFS tuning to do. Okay, let's start here. NFS stat dash 4-s. What does all this do? V4 operations. Okay, so that's cool. Start by tuning whatever your server does most. Huh. Oh, wow. Okay, you know what? This is too much. This is too much for now. This is definitely too much for now. We'll get back to this because there's a lot to do. I bet there are people who do this professionally, like just NFS tuning, like they are consultants on NFS tuning. So we're going to keep this as simple as possible. Let's do a little, give me some reasonable NFS tuning options for my NAS. Currently, I'm doing the following. Let's give it, I just want some minimums to eke out a little bit of extra performance. Shit, I closed my SSH. There you go. Oh. There we go. Oops. Whoa. Well, now you guys know a little bit about my password. What are you going to do? Yes, give me some reasonable NFS tuning. Let's cat Etsy exports. Currently have this. And we'll do a little ZFS list. Cool. So, same subnet. This replaces root and is a standard way to set NSV4 root export. No subtree check. You had it before. Save for defaults. Good for multi-user systems. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Full root on your NAS. Avoids giving remote root full root on your NAS. I think we had that problem before, didn't we? No root squash, root squash. Yeah, we had to turn that off because we couldn't access things. Ah, what's going on in chat over here? Okay, chat. I'm dual booting Omarchi. Good luck! Omarchi is awesome and a ton of fun to use, but it does take a little getting used to. So if you've never used a tiling window manager before, get ready. I'm wondering how does your machine for NAS look, and if you showed it on video or is it written somewhere? I don't have that all done yet. I'll make a YouTube video at some point. Hey, Robert, how's it going? I'll make a video on my NAS at some point, and we'll sort of go through the entire setup process of like NAS from scratch. I think that'll be like a long 45-minute, hour-long YouTube tutorial kind of thing. We're configuring NAS stuff. We made some really good progress, but I'm currently just asking good old ChatGPT for some reasonable optimizations for NFS without deep diving it. Dual booting with Windows, I have Fedora right now. Nice. Okay. So map squashed requests to your main NAS user. That way all clients writing anonymously will create files owned by your normal user instead of nobody. Async. Cross-mount lets NFS clients traverse child datasets under if you want. Okay. Since you already have sub-datasets, I'd recommend this. Export parent with cross-mount. Override if you want a sub-dataset to be read-only. Nope. Okay. Okay. That way clients mount smallboy/data and can traverse into AI models, KPVC, YouTube, each with their own rules if needed. Interesting. So I can set some things to be read-only. Nice crossed finger. Okay. So why am I so hesitant? Hold on. I've got a feeling. I like to analyze these feelings. What's making me hesitant? I'm going to need to edit off of my NAS tomorrow. And that's why I'm careful. That's why I'm feeling like I don't want to break this by accident somehow. That's fine. That makes sense. This is all handleable. So let's just go for it. Let's just take this very basic thing. So optional tuning knob, save for defaults. This guy is what I've got right now with fsid equals 0, recommended when sharing whole datasets. What does no subtree check mean, and how does it relate to cross mount? I need to edit it. Just send it. True. I mean, so basically, I record from OBS in ProRes, and I've only got a 1 terabyte drive locally, like for my boot drive, right? So the NAS needs, I need to be able to record to it because I will run out of space. No subject default behavior. Okay. Yeah. No subtree check. When you export a subdirectory of a file system, the NFS server has to verify on every lookup that the requested file really belongs to that export and not somewhere outside. This is called a subtree check problem. Subtree check is checking is slow and can cause weird stale file handle errors if you rename or move file directories inside the exported tree. Disables this check, trading a tiny bit of theoretical security for much faster and more stable NFS behavior. Almost everyone uses no subtree check. Cross mount, relevant mainly for NFS v4. In NFS v4, you export a single root and then let clients traverse into subdirectories. But if one of those subdirectories is actually a separate file system, in ZFS terms a child dataset with its own mount point, the server won't cross into it by default. Oh, if you mount tank/data as NFS v4 root, and inside it you have tank/data/YouTube, a separate dataset, the client won't be able to CD into YouTube. Really? Crossmount tells NFS when a client walks into a mount point for another file system, keep following it. This is good to know. Prod use tomorrow. Be sure to have backups. I think I still have a Z-Raid is not a backup t-shirt somewhere. Yeah, I mean, yeah. We live life on the edge here. Mostly because we have one stream a week to do this stuff. So doing all of this new backup stuff it's on the way. Okay. It's on the way eventually. Also, I have to purchase things. So now let's take a look at this because I don't want to copy paste anything. Copy pasting is where learning goes to die. Adjust exports to ZFS and share NFS feature. Okay. So let's take a look at exactly what we're doing. We're doing a ZFS set, share NFS equals read write equals at 10.88.111.0. Okay, so we're doing our subnet. I'm going to do async. We're going to do an fsid equals 0 because we're on NFS v4. We're cross mount because we have a number of separate data sets. Right? Now, do I want to export each one separately as well? Would that be useful? It would be useful for KPVC because I don't really need the rest of this available to like my Kubernetes cluster. All right, we'll think about that. I have unironically thought RAID 1 was good enough for backup before. Well, right now we have mirrored VDEVs. Mirrored drives. That's the best I can do at the moment. The fact that I have a NAS at all is new for me. So, all right, we're doing cross mount, no subtree check. We're doing no root squash because that's what we have before. Yeah, I think I need that for some reason. And I'm not going to do the user stuff. Cool. So now if we do a cat etc exports, that's as expected. But there should now be an etc exports.d. Haha! Okay, so etc export, I don't know why I was like French for a second, .exports. And what do we see? Do not edit this file manually. All right, thanks, man. Each one of these is exported separately. That's really, really cool. Awesome. Wish me luck. Good luck. Let me know how Omarchi is. I hope you get to rejoin the stream from Omarchi. The install process is pretty fun. So yeah, definitely report back. I heard it in previous live and I use it daily even if I don't want to. So enjoy me for, well, have fun and do backups. Yeah. Okay, cool. So now what? What's our change? Well, we're going to go nvim, no, We're going to do vim slash etc exports, and we're just going to comment this out. My assumption here is that we're going to have to do another export fs guy. So this is, where are we going? Where's my old, yeah, there it is, export fs. Probably need to do this. So export fs-ra, system control, restart, NFS kernel server, show mount -e 127.0.0.1. Whew! Is that not awesome? Is that not awesome? Okay, very cool. So I'm just going to copy these over. So we tuned. Yes. And then we're doing these. And let's do it one more time. We're doing one of these. Huzzah. So let's also, we're just going to say on host and then on client. So what do we got to do on this machine? Well, we got to adjust fs tab, right? So sudo vim /etc fs tab. Whoa, that's confusing, isn't it? So here we can do some stuff. First off, how do I just verify? How do I just verify that I'm using NFS v4? Let's start there. I'm gonna assume we are. Let's grab that. Find mount -t NFS4. Find mount -t NFS4. Okay, so yeah, we're using NFS4 probably. That's all well and good. Oh, this is interesting. On the server, list active NFS exports. Export fs-v. Export fs-v. Okay, yeah. That's just, okay. Check running NFS-d version. cat/proc/fs file system, NFS daemon, probably for D, and then versions 3, 4, 4.1, and 4.2. Okay. You can trim. Ah, cool. So we can probably turn off NFS v3, right? etc default NFS kernel server. Sudo vim /etc default NFS kernel server. Kernel server. Run priorities. Okay. RPCNFSD options. Okay. NFS D options. Or whatever. This is. Do you want to start the. Dude, I don't know. I want this. Tuning. Let's do NFS tuning. etc default NFS kernel server. So we can probably do a restart of NFS kernel server, and then if we do cat/proc/fs NFSD versions, it's had no effect. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna leave stuff in if we haven't done it. We are mounting via NFS v4, so I'm just gonna leave this the way it is for now, and we'll deal with that later. Okay, so just got the idea. What's up, QBA? Let me know. Sudo vim /etc/fs tab. And let's do a little bit of optimization for this. Okay, help me optimize my FS tab. Oh, hey, look at that. Oh, wait, nope, that's not what that is. I just didn't get this because it's Vim, not NeoVim. Let's do this, nvim sudo nvim /etc/fs tab. There we go. Let's grab that. And we'll compare it against what, come on, just grab. I see. Okay, you know what? Sudo cat, let's see fs tab. Let's grab that. Okay. Cool. Let's sign this up and make it fast, resilient, and non-blocking at boot. Right. Cool. Below are 3 sane presets you can drop into etc/fs tab depending on how you use the share. They all assume your server is exporting an NFS v4 root, so you mount server : not a path. Interesting. So let's take a look at this. Is that correct? Yeah, this guy. This, NFS4, no fail. Don't stall boot if NAS is down. Okay, yep. Version 4, no auto xsystemd auto mount on first access. Makes boot snappy. Right, this is a plus recommended setup as well. Unmount after 10-minute idle. Tweak to taste. Okay. Proto, modern, default, explicit. Proto equals TCP. Yeah. Robust IO semantics, retry rather than error. Large IO for throughput on LAN. Interesting. N-Connect. That's another thing that Plus mentioned. 4 TCP connections per mount. Can speed up parallel IO. Cool. Fewer metadata writes and round trips. No A time. Yep. Lean into client caching. AC time. Cache adders for 60 seconds. Great when only one writer. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Sitting in my garden with a drink, not working on anything, but happen to have a very similar setup and some love for Debian. Dude, I love me some Debian. It's just such a nice operating system to be on. Very fresh adders if multiple machines edit the same tree. A few, yeah, I'm not going to mess with that too much. A few notes on gotchas. Server export. These client lines assume your NAS exports on NFS v4 root, which we do. We do. Yeah. Great on a fast LAN. If you see any issues with ancient clients, no, we have fast LAN. Keep hard for data safety. Soft can return IO errors under load or packet loss. Bad for most apps. We're going to go hard. Kerberos. If you later set up on the server, add the matching sec. Okay, so I've heard of Kerberos, but I don't know much, and we're not going to deal with that. Modern kernels negotiate 1 megabit by default. Pinning guards against regressions. If your NIC or switch is odd, try removing them. No, we should be fine. Okay, this seems fine to me. General purpose. Safe, quick, non-blocking. Client caching. Is this important? Is this important? Is this important? You know what? We can lean into client caching because I'm not doing a lot of writing. No, wait. Can we? No, because the cluster is going to be doing that. Okay. So slash mount, no, slash etc slash fs tab. We're adding this line. Over here, sudo nvim slash etc slash fs tab. So let's write this out, 10.88.111.29 : and I can just comment that. Slash mount, nasty, NFS4 no fail, comma, net dev no auto x dash. Okay, let's ask about this users and defaults. Mount time, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of stuff that we are not doing here. Like auto mount. What are these idle timeouts? Mount timeout, we also had that. What does idle timeout do? Kyle McDonald says, I was going to build a NAS, but then Ubiquiti released theirs, so now I have my life back again. Fair. Yeah, I haven't gone down the Ubiquiti rabbit hole yet, but one day, maybe. This is a systemd auto mount feature, not an NFS feature, so it only matters because you're using that. When you put a line like this, systemd creates an auto mount unit that mounts only when first accessed. If nothing has touched that mount point for 600 seconds, systemd will automatically unmount it. So your NAS share will mount on demand and go away again if idle. Why would you want that? Prevents stale broken mounts, keeps boot fast, helps with roaming machines. First access after idle. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, I'm fine with that. Oh yeah. Plus, I've got N100 N100 NAS with 4 ports, like drive bays, and it's been pretty great. Although, as you know, haven't done a lot yet. Okay. Cool. Anyways, we're gonna continue on. Oh, I notice you don't have the users and defaults options like I used to. Why not? Those are the ones I was looking for what it's worth. Yeah, they're pretty great. Read write, swid, dev, exec, auto, no user, async. If you explicitly list your own options, defaults is redundant and can even conflict. Example, defaults implies auto, but you're already using no auto. Putting both in can be confusing. That's why I drop it. Better to be explicit. Okay, cool. User. Any user can mount that entry, and only the user who mounted it can unmount it. Users. Any user can mount, and any user can unmount. Both also simply imply no exec, no swid, no dev, unless you override. Typically, root mounts it at boot / first access via systemd. Also, Kyle, I don't think I've seen you in chat before. Welcome. I'm Nathan. Feel free to introduce yourself. Chat is pretty chill. People are really friendly here. That run mount or you mount on it, so users blah blah blah. Redundant, users not needed. Okay, I'm okay with that. If you do want non-root users to be able to mount, unmount, chat is chill. It is. You could add user or users, but then you also want to explicitly restore exec dev swid to avoid the implicit restrictions. Exec dev swid. All right. Let's do that. Nice. Yeah, I've been watching some of your vids. Very entertaining. I'm a software engineer. I've spent a lot of time in startup land. Oh, interesting. How's that going? And what kind of software do you write? What kind of favorite languages? All that jazz. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Oh, and if you're interested in joining the gang, and no pressure, right? If you hang out with us this one time and never again, that's cool, man. But if you do want to hang out some more, we've got Discord. Okay, exec. Allow running binaries from this file system. Yeah, I'm happy to do that. Dev, honor device special files in this file system. Treat device files as plain files. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with no dev. Swid. Allow set user ID or set group ID bits to take effect. So normal users can change their password. No swid. On removable media or NFS mounts shared by untrusted users, you might want no swid to prevent privilege escalation. Need swid so programs work correctly. Okay, so we want swid. Swid, exec dev, and users are all reasonable given our setup. So we're going to do all that. Swid, exec dev, users. Oh. Okay, great. And let's continue. Systemd.automount xsystemd.idle timeout equals 600, version equals 4.2, proto equals, as in protocol, TCP, hard, timeo equals 600, retrans equals 5, rsize equals 104.8576, wsize 104.8576, and connect equals 4, no A time, 0, 0. Cool. SWID on a mount. For any SecOp, this equals a bungee jump of adrenaline. Ah, okay. So, yes. So I thought maybe Kubernetes might require this. However, we're only mounting it here, so this is unnecessary. Never mind, you're right. Let's get rid of that. Suspicious. Oh, I'm going to break all sorts of rules. Please call me on it so that I can learn. Okay. Thoughts on 996? All right, what do we got? Oh, I missed some stuff. Mostly TypeScript, React. Oh, Elixir. Very cool. Are you currently working in a startup, or was that in the past? Past and current. It's a lot of fun, never boring, can wear a ton of hats, and have a large impact. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. Yeah, this is the way that it is now. Cool. So, how do we restart this? On the server. So we've done this. Daemon reload. Recreate the auto mount unit and mount on first access. Restart. Touch mount point to trigger mount. I get the feeling this is going to crash my stream. All right, let's start here. Does that reload all daemons? Does sudo system control daemon reload all my active? I'm currently live. Porsche. Okay, cool. Does not restart your running services. All it does is tell systemd to reread its unit files. Like, oh. Okay, let's do it. Sudo system control. And it's just daemon reload. Daemon reload. Cool. Restart mount dash nasty auto mount. Okay, sudo system control restart mount dash nasty dot auto mount. I think that's correct. Mount dash, yeah. That, okay. Ah. There we go. Slash mount. Okay, cool. So it's there. Touch test.md. I don't have permission. Sudo touch test.md. Okay, that's there. And let's take a look over here. /cfs list. Huh. Okay, something funky is happening here for sure. Okay. What's going on over here? Nope, it only refreshes stuff. Recipe for burnout and low quality work. Agreed. I've tried it and found the cost of mental health is not worth it. Yeah. How did you get into it? My productivity impact goes way farther when I'm working 8 or less hours a day. Agreed. Big agree on that. Okay. So cross mount is not working the way I had expected. Like what the hell? What the heck is going on over here? Whoa. Okay. So this is pretty funky. I'm not sure what's gone on here. Okay, so I think I messed up my mount points. What's going on over here? See YouTube videos? Right? Like what even is that? So, because we've got this data folder, but that doesn't actually map to this data set. The mount point for data is small boy itself. Right? So now we have AI models, KPVC, and YouTube, which are all subdirectories. Okay, file.md. So what exactly? Oh, wait a second. Cat etc exports ZFS .d. This. So right. So let's take a look at our etc fs tab. What exactly did we do? We said, yeah, okay. So we said whatever this guy is serving, mounted here, which is what we did. Right, cool. Now, then we say small boy AI models, KPVC, and YouTube. However, whoops, no. If I'm here, I don't see those subdirectories. But we should have, we have no subtree check twice. We have cross mount. We have cross mount, right? We have cross mount. And yet, okay, we have cross mount enabled on mount small boy. However, on my client, I'm not seeing the subdirectories. What do we got? Yeah, I'm honestly, yeah. QBA took a chance on a super early stage startup, and it was a trampoline. Oof. Yeah, that does sound extremely stressful. So let's see what we're doing here. I need to look at why should only apply to the root export. Also, the mount point option seems unusual. Maybe it's ZFS related. So make only the parent the v4 root and let it cross into the children. Are the rest of them set that way? Oh, that's not quite right, is it? There's a ton of uncracked engineers and startups. Okay. Do not edit this file manually. So ZFS list. Okay, ZFS. What have we done? We've only done this so far. Right? Do the same thing via dataset properties so you don't touch exports again. Just mark them exported, no FSID, no cross mount. Okay. So yeah, maybe I did need to configure these, and that was the problem. Small boy data, AI models, KPVC, YouTube. Okay, let's try this. So, by the way, the stream in 720p max or only for me? Oh, interesting. Hold on. That shouldn't be the case. It is the case. OBS changed its settings on me, and I can't change them right now, unfortunately, because I'm live. I will make sure that that's not the case afterwards. Unless anybody knows how to change your stream settings live, let me know. But yeah, stupid OBS changed its configuration on me. I will fix that for next stream. Okay, so here we are. We got KBVC. We've got this jazz, and we're just going to take, and what I'll do in the meantime is just try to make my text bigger. Yeah. So what do we need? We need this. This isn't, no, this is our FS step. We need this, and we need to adjust it for our data sets. Yeah. Set, blah, blah, blah. So we don't want this. Oh, we also want that. We don't need cross mount. Okay, and let's try this with just YouTube and see what it does. Whoops. Whoops. Oh, I'm also going to grab this and set, oh no, wait, yep, nope, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Toronto, the land of Shopify. Ah. Oh, Robert, you're in Toronto too. Cool. Yeah, okay, so we've got this. We're now testing to see if I re-export FS. So if I do export fs-ra, and what are my other steps for that? I've got to do a system control, restart NFS kernel server, and I show mount -e 127-0.1. We do see these. I mean, they're exported properly. So, I mean, I'm going to assume I've just mounted incorrectly or something, right? That would, to me, make the most sense, but you never know. So client sudo system control restart nfs client.target, and then sudo show mount -e 10.88.111.29. We do see them all. That's good. And then oh, we're here. We're only, so currently, what do we got here? No pain, no gain. I went to Laurier with Nosher. Oh! Hey, man. How's it going? Nosher and I go way back at this point. Okay. So why? I mean, I suppose I could just mount them all, right? Like I could mount all of these and I would just get what I'm looking for, but that feels wrong. Like we have cross mount, no? Shouldn't it just mount and then I can traverse through the rest of the data set? Isn't that how that ought to work? One would think. Right? So what would I have to do then? I would assume it would be something like etc fs tab, and then I go down here and I grab, whoops, and I grab this, right? And then I go slash, like is that how that works? Yes. Oh, crap. All right. I don't honestly know if this is how this works, but I'm interested to find out. Are you just trying to mount the NAS on a Proxmox container? I realize I have no idea what's going on. Fair enough. No, so this is my actual main workstation, and so I just switched. So I had the NAS like mounting properly, but I just broke it up. I broke up the existing Z pool into a number of new datasets, and I'm trying to figure out how to get the datasets to mount correctly. Right now, I can mount this, but these are not mounting correctly, despite them being valid exports. Like if I do show mount, these are working, and then I think show mount. If I show mount, these work, right? So, but I'm not like being able to recurse down. So for example, from here, I can't see AI models KPVC or U2. Is it a recursive permissions issue? I assume so. That's probably what's happening, but I set cross mount, which I thought was the thing, which I thought was my ability to do that. So I'm not sure. Let's start small and trigger this for now. These guys, cool. No, interesting. So that didn't do it. What exactly did we do? We went into cat etc fs tab, and we just tried to mount YouTube, but it didn't give me. It did not give me what I was hoping for. Schmod some things? Maybe. So if I do, whoops, let's just do show mount this. Whoops. Oh, not exports. Wrong machine. FS tab. Interesting. Mount small boy. Like, do I need to do... Whoops. Mount. No, because that's local mounts. That's not what I should have to be doing. Yes, that's better. I'm not sure what's going on here. All right. We're doing the shameful. Cat. And we're going to ask ChatGPT what's going on here. Cuz I'm confused, to be honest. So we've got this. And I just want to see what's going on. At least we learned something. Kind of. Let's see. So, and then from here. Whoops. Currently, it seems my mount isn't recursing into... Cross mount only means that it allows access to nested mounts in an export. They still have to be mounted on the server within the export to exist. Ah, okay, see? So that's what I tried to do. That's what I tried to do. So if we take a look at sudo nvim /etc fstab, what I did was try to mount the subdirectories, right? The sub data set, the child data sets, I think is the correct term. However, this doesn't seem to have worked. And I also took out, no, I didn't take anything out. Yeah. Fence, motherboard, and CPU cooler installed, just connecting the cables and hard drives left. No food break. Food break is important. To YouTube. What might be going on? So let's take a look at that. Wow, 18 people. Hey everyone, how's it going? So remember at the beginning of stream when I said we would do ZenFS, we would do NFS sharing, NFS tuning, and Samba. Yeah, we're not doing Samba today, that's for sure. We did do some NFS tuning, and we are on some ZFS stuff. And once this is solved, we'll be able to set up the next Z pool. But yeah, now this is a client FS tab with NFS mounts. The nested mounts need to be on the server. The nested mounts need to be on the server. Okay. So here, let's take a look at how that's configured. And pop this over here for now. And we're going to keep this over here. So if I go, this is a client FS tab with NFS mounts. The nested mounts need to be on the server. So here, and ZFS list here, and what's the other thing? I can do export fs-v. So this to me looks like so much mouse. Fair. I don't resize windows with the keyboard. This to me looks as if we have the nested exports. Nested mounts need to be on the server, right? Like, from the ZFS point of view, they are nested, right? From the exports point of view, they are at least nested as far as directories go, right? Oh, wait. Well, no. Oh, I changed YouTube to not be FSID equals 0. Maybe I need to at least do that for all of them first. Not a real Linux user. Yeah, that's me, fake Linux user. Just exports. On client, on host, set. Ah, there we go. Let's do this for all of them first. YouTube, we should have AI models and KPVC. Whoops, KPVC. So now if I do export fs-v, gotta head out to do some work stuff. Take it easy, everyone. Nice to see you, Robert. Hope you drop by again. So FSID is now gone. Cool. That's as expected. This is my mounts. This is not what we needed to do. We'll see what needs to be done about that later. But we are getting all of them exported, and only one of them is now set to FSID equals 0. That may have been causing some problems. Let's take a look. You've got multiple exports with yeah. Okay, yeah. Fix on the client. Correct the protocol and keep the two mounts if you want both the v4 root and the direct submount. Ah, okay. So maybe it was that we had multiple FSID zeros and it was just confused. So let's now try export fs-ra. Let's grab our notes, bring them back over here. because I always forget what the next one is. I think it's system control restart NFS kernel server. Just a typing issue. Typing diff. Okay. So I actually got that right. And we should see, yep, that's as expected. Now we're going to want to restart this guy as well. Let's just, whoops, let's do this, okay? Yeah, we're still only getting data. We're only getting what's in data. Wait. ZFS list, clear. ZFS list. Mount point. I think I have an idea. Nvim or sudo, no, vim/etc exports. Yeah. But hold on. I'm not seeing this. I'm not seeing what's at Mount Small Boy. I'm seeing what's at ZFS list. I'm seeing what's at name data. I'm seeing what's here. No, I'm seeing what's here. Nope, I'm not. What the heck am I seeing? What is YouTube videos? What even is that? So what? Okay, here I am. Test.md. Test.md. Like that's. What even are we getting? So touch. Oh, I don't need that. Touch test2.md. Like. Okay. I am thoroughly confused. Find mount shows. Like what? Find mount -t NFS4. I don't. Huh. What? Gotta go. Good luck with the issue. Thank you. Have fun with whatever you're up to. Hopefully, I can figure out what's going on with this. So I commented this out. So all we have now is this, which is basically saying, whoops, cat. This is basically saying that here we should grab whatever this guy is giving us. Show mount -e sudo -e 10.88.111.29. And we see all of these options. Okay, so let's take this and just say, from here, what's the correct fstab syntax to mount small boy, which has fsid equals 0, right? So I think I'm not sure how show mount actually maps to what we would write, right? This is correct. Okay, yeah. Becomes the slash in the client namespace. You don't pull the full server path. That's correct. Yes, removed users unless you explicitly want non-root users to mount unmount. If you do, whatever. Rest of your performance stays. You should see these. Is that not what we have? Correct. Got it. Your server export list shows is the data set with this. That means that in NFSv4, the client mount should point to this, the sudo root. Yeah, sudo root. Yes. So do we not have all of these details set? No auto, version 4.2. Yeah, we have all this already. Removed users, rest of your performance stays the same. But we've done all this. Do I need to unmount first before restarting? There's no way that that's what needs to happen because it's doing the, like, we're restarting this so that it auto mounts. It's already mounted. Only affects the auto mount unit. If the share is already mounted, restarting the auto mount won't actually unmount, remount it. The mount stays up. Oh, that's gotta be, okay. That's gotta be a big part of it. Sudo umount mount. Whoops. What? How can that be the case? Are we not, did we not currently just go into it? Yeah, you're in it. Won't work. I see. But that gives us crap too. You know what? Let's start there. See what happens. Okay. Well, now it's definitely, now nothing is mounted. That's for sure. And basically ChatGPT tells us what we have does not need changing. So we're going to restart. Now we see that. Just for now, I'm going to do this. No such device. Okay, interesting. It might show more verbose errors when you manually mount it using mount. Okay. What was my mount command? Client, we tested it. Show mount, this. Show mount -t NFS4. Okay. Let's just grab that. Are you serious? Okay, so that works. That works. So it's something's going wonky with how I wrote it in fstab. Nothing more, just mount /nasty. It will take fstab settings. Just mount. Just mount /mount nasty. It will take fstab settings. Okay. Mount. Just mount. TPP. Okay, hold on. /etsy/fstab proto TPP. It was TPP. The protocol is TPP, by the way. TPP. TPP. Okay, so let's do one of these, one of these. Woo! That's TPP protocol, bro. There we go. There we go. The problem was that TPP is not a protocol. Neither is UPP on ports 53. Okay. All of that actually just came down to TPP. Dear Lord. Okay, but we did it. It was a matter of the TPP protocol. The worst part is, I actually just, I typed it correctly the first time. I mistyped it the second time. Okay, cool. Nice. Awesome. That's one of them solved problems now. Love that. I'm going to call it real soon because my dad's actually here. And I'm doing this. He is watching stream, I think, and also chatting with my girlfriend, which is nice. You gotta love it when they get along, you know? But I will be signing off shortly. I do want to set up the other Z pool though. So we're gonna do that. And then we'll call it KPVC. Okay, so all that worked. Now we're going to create large bore. Okay, so this is all good. I'm going to jump out of here, ZFS list, Z pool list, and we're going to check our notes again because we are creating a new pool. I'm going to just pop this over here because we're not going to mount that just yet. So from day one, we're just going to grab our Z pool steps and bring them up here. And so this time we're using SDC and SDD. These are our 4 terabyte drives. And we're going to take some of our tuning that we learned about. We have... This is what we started the stream with. Love a 1-byte fix. Yeah, seriously. It was the A shift thing that we were going to be able to do at the VDEV level. We're going to be able to set that to 12, which is kind of cool. Z pool. Okay, so we're going to do a Z pool create large boy. These names are not, you know what? We're going to Z pool create media bin. That's what we're going to call it. Media bin. And then it's type name type dash mirror /dev SDC /dev /SDD. And we're going to set A shift equals -O A shift equals 12. -O A shift equals 12. Type. Okay. So I wrote bad notes for myself. Z pool create. Let's do Z pool create -- help. Mount point. Can I just say dash mirror? Mount point error. Must be okay. All right. TLDR Z pool create. TLDR Z pool create. Ugh. Wow. Not my day. All I'm looking for... Oh, yeah, no, this is fine. Okay, so I just did this silly. Cool. Z pool list. Maybe it's a bit paranoid, but when using SDX, I usually make sure via UDEV rule that the same disk serial always gets the same device. Enumerations can change. I probably should have done that then. That'll bite me in the ass someday. Yes, I remember the ZFS boot menu people saying that that's a good idea, to go by like the serial number, not the enumeration. Okay. Should have been better at this. Duh. I like that. Yeah, I should have been better at this. All right. Media bin. I wonder if I can rename small boy. Too late. Media bin. That's going to be one of those memes, you know, like when the system's been running long enough and they're like, why did you name it that? Well, originally it was only 2 terabytes, but now it's a bazillion terabytes because hard drives are really big. What do I want to do at this point? Create some data sets, obviously. So we're going to go here and we're going to foreground my NeoVim. Oh, this is super legible. I haven't been wrapping these in quotes in double backticks for some reason. That would have been a nice thing to do for myself. Okay. So what exactly did I do? Let's write better notes this time. So instead of this type-mirror thing, we're just going to say mirror. That's the type. That's the type. Okay. And we also did, before that, we're going to do -o a shift equals 12. All right, and then we can create some data sets. I just tried to save bash. Cool. Now let's do fill time, record size. Let's create some data sets. Setfs create -o. Compression equals on -o. -o, a time equals on, -o, rel time equals, I think we can probably just set rel time. -o rel time equals on, and then here we're going to leave record size default. Actually, it's all going to be media. So whatever, record size equals 1 megabyte, -o x adder equals SA, and then this is going to be, okay, we got everything we wanted. And the pool is called media bin. And we're going to create the data first. Cool. We need to set a mount point though. Mount point. No, ZFS mount. Because sudo ZFS list media bin. Oh, it just sets it for me. I guess I can set the mount point. So I can do sudo I can do ZFS set mount point equals /mount /media bin for media bin /data. Holy! It worked! I'm learning! Okay, cool. So let's go back up here. So that's our configuration. And then we got down to create new Z pool. So that's the data, but we need to go up through our history to grab the original creation. So generally, my understanding of ZFS stuff is they recommend creating a root data set first and then making a bunch of child data sets after that. So create a root data set, this guy. And then we're going to do create child data sets for music, movies, TV. I need to figure out, okay, before I do this, how does Jellyfin handle this? Because I want to shape it like Jellyfin. Jellyfin media directory structure. Media movies, media shows, media music. Cool. Movies, shows. So it's movies, shows. So we're going to shape this NAS like that on purpose. Whoops. We'll fix the notes up a little bit later. So we want to go, not here, not here. We want to go here. Now we've got data. Let's go back to over here. Movies, media. Movie, okay. So this is all somewhat arbitrary, but what about like just general, they've got books, music, TV shows. Okay. If you really want a library of a bunch of videos, create a library and set it to photos. Movies, group of the music, blah, 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 blah. Maybe I'll just make media, and then I'll let this be handled by Jellyfin. Yeah. Okay. So let's do that. Called media. Data, media. I have shows and movies directories. Yeah, I think I'll deal with that. Is that all? Do you not use like a bounding media directory? Here, give me a directory structure conducive to Jellyfin. I can configure with CFS. Jellyfin allows to add multiple paths for every type anyway. As far as I know, as far as I recall, it even deduplicates. Oh, very cool. Media. Okay. Yeah, I think I will follow this structure. I like the media, movies, TV, music. So under, yeah, let's do that. Can I rename CFS set? Is there a way? CFS rename dataset? Is that a way? Ah, screw that. Okay. That's like what I have. Okay, cool. So we have media. How much does this matter? Do I want? I think I will make it under that. So ZFS, let's just do this. Create child data sets. So let's grab this. Whoa. Yo. ZFS create -o, compression equals on -o, relatime equals on -o, record size equals. I don't think I have to actually set all this because it should inherit. Adder equal SA media bin /data /media. Cool. And then if I do mount media bin, we see media. Okay, cool. Do I want to handle all the exports today? No. I gotta go hang out with my dad. So nice Jellyfin info type scrapers store the same pseudo XML. Ah, very cool. The one thing I did need to configure out with Jellyfin plus AAR, plus the R stack, is when renaming movies after download, it creates a new folder with the correct name, but then leaves the old folder with the sketchy torrent name. Good to know. I think I will. My plan is to legally acquire all of my media. I'm actually building like a Blu-ray collection, and it's been really fun. So I don't know how much R stack I'll do, but it is useful to know how we structure things. So I think, yeah, next week we're gonna do this. We're gonna finish up configuration of the new Z pool. We learned a lot. We'll mount it the exact same way. I'm right here. CFS create media data. So let's. Oops. Let's grab this. Just gonna do this. Yeah. Media bin / data media. Movies. Oops. Shows. Music. Okay. Chmod plus x ZFS create .sh. Excellent. Cool. It really deletes files. Ah, good to know. We'll mess around with that. Yeah, sure, dude. Okay. Cool. So we have our data sets. Let's maybe export them, and then we can call it. So let's grab this. We're going to be doing all of these. ZFS. Let's go media bin / data. Oh, I can't do multiple NF or fsid equals zeros. Okay, that's a problem for tomorrow. What the live, Nathan? Hey man, how's it going? I'm actually just signing off. I need to figure out how to share NFS stuff like this. Let's do a quick. I just want to see what that's like. So I now want to export my second zpool via NFS. However, I can't set that as a second fsid equals 0. What solutions do I have? Have a good night, mate. It's Pat. Yeah, I remember your. I was on your recommended. Dude, YouTube algorithm has been doing it. I'm really happy about that. Good to see you, man. We should catch up sometime though. Mount the others under it with bind or symlink. That's so ugly. Export them separately, but clients mount them individually. Oh. Without FSID, clients mount them separately. That's fine. I can do it. Works fine, but you manage multiple mounts client side. Yeah, that's fine. Use the NFS v4 pseudo-root to graft both pools. That seems complicated. This is a problem for next week. There's a problem for next week. All right, gang. This has been a stream. What have we done? We reorganized our ZFS stuff. That's what we did. So we now have a much more organized ZFS setup. Our zpools make sense. I need to figure out how to export both my zpools together. The bind stuff, this bind approach seems the neatest to me. Export only the pseudo root. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I'll have to see. I think maybe I just want to do a second export and not set it to FSID equals 0. I think, yeah, that's probably my best approach. Export them separately, but clients mount them individually. Yeah, that seems fine to me. Because I don't want my media server just mounted everywhere all the time. Those do feel functionally separate to me, so I think I'm okay with that. I think that's what we'll do, and we'll do it next week. And then... yeah. And then we'll do some Jellyfin. Well, I suppose we still have Samba to do. How much do I care about Samba? I'm not mounting this shit on my Windows server, right? I don't know. I still do want to learn Samba. A lot to think about. I am installing Omarchi. Excellent. Goated algo. Okay. Yeah, it was fun. Hope you To everyone new, hope you drop by again. It's been fun. And for everyone who's returning, as always, thank you all for your help. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next week. I should have a new video up Saturday, usually. I did actually redo the Omarchy or the Arch Hyperland configuration on this T2 MacBook. Omarchy does make it easy. So when you see my clickbait title, like, does Omarchy fix the T2 MacBook? The answer is yes. There you go. Take care, everyone. Have fun.